is up, everybody? I hope you're having a great day, not just a good day. I'm so excited to be back for another DCC video, but I accidentally filmed this. No, actually I didn't film this. I tried to film this and I thought I filmed it, and then when I went over to my camera to press stop, it started recording. So I actually didn't film. I filmed this whole video but didn't actually film it. So that is super fun, and I've just gone outside and I've screamed a little bit and I've come back inside and I'm ready to go again because this one is a good one and I don't want you guys to miss out on it because it is wild. And I've actually already filmed 2 videos today and I realized that the audio wasn't plugged in properly. There's still sound, it's just not from my microphone, it's from my camera, so it sounds a little bit kind of echoey. But now I know that, and now I know why the audio has been a bit weird on my last few videos. While I'm holding a mic, it sounds bad, but I'm like, these mics are good. And so yeah, I just figured that out, and that is super fun. So today is a day. But I've had a lot of love on my last few DCC videos, and you guys have no idea how much I appreciate that. I absolutely loved making these videos. Again, the reason I kind of started making these videos was because I had no one to talk to about DCC stuff. So it's really nice to have found a little community who enjoys the content. It's really nice. So I appreciate all the love and support on these videos, and all the views and everything helps me be able to make videos a lot more, make better videos, get better equipment for my videos, even if I'm not using the equipment right. But hopefully that's all fixed now. So again, I'm in a different location right now as well. I'm in my theatre room. It's a little bit different. It's a bit better lighting. I've had some issues with lighting before. I usually film in the afternoons when I can, and obviously with the sun setting, the light changes a lot, and I'm like going over and trying to fix my camera settings. So by the looks of my last videos that I filmed in here today, this is like a really fun setting. So hopefully I can just film in here going forward, because this is kind of like a nice cozy little setup. If you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Charlotte Scott. I'm from Australia and I cover a range of things on my YouTube channel, from influencer drama, internet drama, deep dives, scammers, a little bit of true crime, and everything DCC. I'm a big DCC fan, so I cover a lot of topics, so make sure you go check out my previous videos on DCC. I'm currently filming and editing about 5 DCC videos, and there is still more to come, but I do want to say I have a request form in the description below. If you guys want me to cover a certain topic on DCC, please let that be known in the request form. It's just like a Google request form. You can remain completely anonymous if you want to, so I would very much appreciate if you did that. Also, while you're down in the description, you can keep up with me in real time. Make sure you follow my Instagram and my TikTok, Charlotte Scott, extra T at the end and an underscore. Message me, whatever. I read all my DMs and everything. So let's chat, let's talk DCC, let's just be friends. Now, this one is ultra specific. Like, I'm talking, this is a very specific DCC topic, but I feel like it needs to be brought to attention, and I do want to tell kind of the full story on it. Now, this isn't completely unbiased. I've been a fan of DCC for many years, and I do have opinions on people in this. So if you guys want a full unbiased thing, probably don't come here. I'm still going to give you the entire story, but I will be sprinkling little bits of salt of my opinion in there as well. And when you guys comment down below, please make sure it is respectful as well. Everything I say in this video is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. So let's get stuck into it. If it's the AM, grab a cup of tea. If it's the PM, grab a glass of wine, and let's talk about Victoria and Tina Kalina. Let's start off with Tina Kalina. Now, Tina was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Her rookie year was 1984. We all know that she speaks so extremely highly of her time as a DCC. She was very outgoing and very bubbly, very much an extrovert. She is very close friends with the women she cheered with back in the day, as well as Callie Finglass, the current DCC director. They were rookie sisters together. They moved there both from a small town. They didn't know many people. They auditioned together their first year, and they were roommates for a little while. They connected instantly, and even when Tina finished cheering, they became friends for many years to come. Tina spent a lot of time on the sidelines after DCC with Kelly and Judy, as pictured here. It seemed to me from a very early age, Tina was setting up Victoria to become a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. We've seen many photos of Victoria in her childhood wearing the DCC uniform, and she was a junior DCC as well, performing in the summer kids camps and doing halftime shows. Growing up, she was really good friends with Shelley's daughter Dayton, who we've touched on briefly before, as well as Kelly's daughter Sam. Now, before Victoria tried out for DCC. We had seen Tina Kalina multiple times on DCC making the team. She would come along to the alumni rookie events where alumni would give suggestion and feedback to rookies in training camp. And during this time, she also talked extensively about her friendship with Kelly and how close they are. Victoria and her mum would attend DCC auditions for many years prior to Victoria officially trying out. Now, these auditions aren't actually open to the public, but if you are close or if you work in the organisation or something like that, you can definitely go along and watch and support and help out. From the photos I've seen of Victoria when she was younger, she looks so excited to be there and just be amongst the atmosphere of DCC. Now, Victoria tried out for DCC as soon as she possibly could. As soon as she turned 18, she was freshly out of high school and she did not attend college. Now, this is not the case for most girls that try out for DCC. A lot of the girls we see that do try out have come directly from college and want to continue dancing, where they've just come from a pom line or a pom squad, or alternatively, a lot of girls have come from the NBA, ice hockey, and are just trying out something new. A lot of these girls are starting their careers straight out of college in multiple areas, but it seems like Victoria didn't have any ambition to do anything other than become a cheerleader for the Dallas Cowboys, which I find really interesting because the Dallas Cowboys are obviously a very short amount of dance time in your life. You only probably do them up until about 30 years old, and then you have to obviously continue on and do other things in life. And again, Victoria didn't seem like she wanted to do much else. It seems now that she has taken the route of becoming a dance teacher, which is totally understandable since I don't think she has many other qualifications since she did not go to college. I could be wrong though. Again, a lot of the people who try for DCC have amazing careers and a lot of ambitions towards that, but it just seemed like Victoria's one and only ambition and goal was to make the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Now, Victoria has known Kelly Finglas her entire life, so I feel like as a freshly 18-year-old in training camp, she really struggled switching from a personal to professional relationship with Kelly. Again, Victoria was freshly 18. She was very immature for her age as well. It was brought up by Kashera, a former DCC, that she didn't think that Victoria thought about what she was going to say before she said it, which coming from a teammate really speaks volumes on Victoria's immaturity. Back when this was all airing, a lot of people on the online forums would say things like they don't think Victoria should have even made training camp to begin with, and even when she did, she should have been cut well earlier than she already had been. People spoke a lot on how Victoria was spoon-fed, she should have been cut multiple times, her office visits were getting too much, and she really shouldn't have been in training camp as long as she had been. There was a lot of favoritism and nepotism. When Victoria was ultimately cut from training camp, you could tell how devastated she was, and when she was leaving, she even said, "I don't want to tell my mum," which is heartbreaking because I feel like in a situation like that, you should be going to that person for support. But again, she kind of seemed a bit scared to let her mum down because this was her mum's dream as much as her dream. After she got cut, Victoria spent the next year training more specifically in the pom style and getting more fit and lean. When Victoria returned the following year to try it for DCC, she seemed a lot more fitter, toned, and all over better at the pom style. It also seemed like Victoria had gotten a lot more quieter or filtered a little bit more because of the edit she did get in her first training camp in making the team. And we know for a fact Victoria did get a lot of hate because of the nepotism and favoritism that she received during her time in training camp. When Victoria did make the team, it didn't go as planned. Things weren't as easy for her as it was her mum, and she was unable to make friends as well as her mum did. Her rookie class was kind of big and it was a bit all over the place. A lot of girls leaving early. There's a lot of like cliquey little friendships in there. And back then it seems like Victoria's mum was always hovering wherever Victoria was. She was always screaming and front row for the games exactly where Victoria was. She would do anything and everything for Victoria but would barely let her breathe. A lot of Victoria's issues and lack of relationships with her team members have come from issues with her mother. There was word that if Victoria didn't like something or something wasn't going her way, she would talk to her mum about it and her mum would go and tell Kelly and Judy, and then girls would get reprimanded for it. So of course it was very hard for girls to trust and become friends with Victoria for this reason. There was another rumor that was swirling around when Victoria was a DCC. Again, this is alleged, but it comes from a very reliable source. They mentioned that Gina, former DCC Gina, had a phone case, a very expensive phone case, while they were at rehearsal one day, and all of a sudden that phone case kind of went missing from the locker room. The next day, an identical phone case ended up on Victoria's phone. Now, obviously Victoria denies these claims that that is Gina's phone case. This caused a lot of drama in the locker room at DCC. Kelly and Judy didn't do anything about it, and that rubbed a lot of the squad the wrong way. They were very unhappy with how that situation was handled. This is just one instance on why a lot of girls will keep their guard up around Victoria, because they don't want to be vulnerable around her and become friends with her, when a lot of stuff that they could or do would get back to Kelly and Judy. I feel like this was definitely touched on in season 1 of America's Sweethearts, but the expectation Victoria had going into DCC that she was going to be making lifelong friends who would be there for her all the time and be her main support, just like her mum did. Now, her mum is still friends with a lot of these ladies, and they would go to games together and they're always out for brunch together, and Victoria just expected that would happen because her mum talked so often about that exact thing. So with Victoria going in and her expectations being let down, it really soured her experience as a DCC. But of course, according to her mum, that's not her fault, it's the rest of the girls. Tina mentions this multiple times in season 1 and 2 of America's Sweethearts, and I'm going to touch more on those points shortly, but I'm going to fast forward a little bit to when season 1 of America's Sweetheart was about to air and a lot of the girls were doing promo for Netflix. There was a rumor going around that allegedly Tina and Amani's mum got in an argument about the screen time that Amani was getting over Victoria. Again, this was before the show came out, and I don't know if they just thought that Amani was filmed a lot and then it was used more in season 2, but Tina thought that Victoria deserved more airtime than Amani, and this got into a massive altercation which apparently barred Tina from going to DCC events. Again, this is all alleged, but this is the talk of the town. Another thing that came out of season 1 of America's Sweethearts was Victoria's very sad birthday. This was very uncomfortable to watch. It was literally her dressed in pink, her mum, and then the entire room filled with pink balloons and streamers. It looked like it was set up for a 4-year-old's birthday party. What's even sadder was it was just Tina and Victoria, and Tina singing happy birthday to Victoria while she blows out her candles, and then they just kind of sit there and it's silent and really sad to watch. Now, new fans of the Netflix show were very, very judgmental of Victoria's teammates for not showing up to her birthday after Victoria made it public that she invited teammates over to celebrate her birthday. Her teammates responded very quickly, and multiple teammates said that they were not invited. If they were invited, they would have went to support their sister. The girls were very upset that Victoria was painting them in a horrible light like this, but it seemed like there was a bit of miscommunication. From the sounds of it, Victoria casually mentioned in passing that her and her mum were going to have like a birthday cake tonight, but again, it's not really a formal invite of any kind. And again, the relationship between Victoria and fellow DCC weren't always the best, and Tina didn't help that whatsoever. In season 1 of America's Sweetheart, Tina mentions that everywhere Victoria goes, she is the most popular girl in the room, she is the most loved, but it's something about these girls, these set of girls and Victoria, where she doesn't know what the issue is. But again, I think we all need to look at the bigger picture here. If there's 35 girls against one, I think we know who the problem is, and Tina just doesn't want to believe that or doesn't want to see it. I don't know about you guys, but I was very surprised to see Victoria and Tina in particular on season 2 of America's Sweethearts. As we know, Victoria moves to New York City to pursue becoming a rockette, leaving Tina back in Dallas, Texas. But given Victoria was a talking point of season 1, it's not surprising that Netflix traveled to kind of cover a bit of her story as well. Season 2, Tina opens her mouth a little bit more, and again, it's not a great look for her or Victoria. This is directly after season 1 aired, and Tina said that Victoria is the image of DCC, and I think again, it just puts way too much pressure on Victoria. She spoke about how Victoria's goal since she was 12 years old was to become a DCC, and now that those goals are gone, she doesn't know how to move on with her life. Like, as in Tina doesn't know how to move on with her life, not Victoria. Her literal words are, "I need to try and get over this." Which again is so bizarre to publicly say about your daughter's dreams. Like, it's very clearly a massive dream for her too. Tina talks about how hard it is for her to let go of DCC, and she starts crying, which is interesting, and it kind of goes into the next big rumor I have heard, which I have mentioned before on my DCC What Netflix Didn't Tell You, and that the friendship between Kelly and Tina Kalina broke down not long after season 1 of America's Sweetheart aired. Apparently, Tina confronted Kelly on the front lawn of her home and ended up slapping Kelly across the face because of the way that Kelly was treating Victoria that came out on the show. Apparently, they are not on speaking terms at all anymore, and that there is a cease and desist in place between Kelly, the Cowboys organization, and Tina and Victoria. And again, this is all alleged and rumors, but I did find it very interesting that Tina was not at the alumni halftime Cowboys show event. She usually goes every year. She usually posts 100 photos. She talks about it. She looks forward to it. She goes friends with her DCC sisters, but she was not there. And again, she had done this before Victoria was even on the team. So I feel like that just provides a little bit of information in regards to the rumor and the possibility of it being true. Like I said, if you want a little bit more info on that situation, I dive a little bit deeper on my What Netflix Didn't Show You on season 2 of America's Sweethearts. Another massive thing that stuck out to me that Tina said on season 2 of America's Sweethearts was, I don't mean to call out your rookie sisters, but they didn't do their job. And like, it just really rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, just because they're rookie sisters doesn't mean they have to be lifelong friends. You can't force people to be friends with people that they don't like at the end of the day. And again, a lot of those girls are still really close friends and just not Victoria. And that's not the other girl's fault. Again, Victoria just didn't fit in there. And that's okay that she didn't fit in. That's just how the situation works. Like, yes, we feel bad for her, but again, you can't force people to be friends with people. The whole sentence that Tina said really kind of solidifies what type of person she is in a lot of people's minds. And myself and a lot of people think it was really the best move for Victoria to not only move out of her mother's house, but move to a different state and be independent for pretty much the first time in her entire life. Although Victoria has stated before in interviews that her and her mum FaceTime every single day. Now, I just want to touch on family for a little bit here. And Victoria talks in season 1 how her mum played the role of mum and dad during her childhood, which is very interesting because if you guys have seen DCC making the team, you remember the year that Victoria made the team and they had the Meet the Team event. Her dad was in the stands and he was crying on how proud he was of his daughter. Her brothers were also there and they do seem to have supported her throughout this. So I couldn't even imagine being her dad and watching that scene of her throwing them under the bus, because her mum and dad are still living together. They're still married and everything. But again, they were there. So it's just that victim mentality that has turned a lot of people off Victoria. Now, the on-screen antics don't stop there with Tina Kalina. She has been rumored to had multiple accounts on Reddit pretending to be other people and defending her and Victoria throughout Victoria's time as a DCC, but also in the recent years and even weeks as well. Now, there are a few people who don't think this is Tina at all, and I guess there's no real way to prove it, but majority of people do think it's her, especially certain comments she makes in different subreddit communities that really link her back to where she is now and age and again location. For example, directly after season 1 of America's Sweethearts aired, this person went online and said that Tina is the icon of DCC. She is the face of DCC back in the day, and the Victoria and Tina are very much in demand. Like, again, Victoria might be in demand, she might be doing brand deals and stuff, but Tina hasn't had much happen to her at all since then. A user on subreddit created a big kind of mega thread on this, and they were able to link a lot of deleted comments as well as comments that were still there that everyone thinks is Tina. I'm going to link that below, and shout out to that person because the amount of work that went into making that subreddit mega thread is just huge. And again, it's a great place to find all this information in one spot, and you guys can make up your own decisions if that is Tina or not. But I do think it's funny that people think they can hide behind a screen, but again, the words they say are still the words of their own, and people are able to figure it out very quickly in this day and age of the internet. One of the last things I want to touch on as well was Victoria got caught stealing Maddie's choreography. Now, Maddie is a former DCC, absolute powerhouse, beautiful dancer, amazing, incredible. She was comeback girl, she was awesome. Victoria had used choreography that Maddie taught the DCC in 2020 and was teaching classes with that choreography. Now, somebody from the class uploaded a video of them doing it, and a lot of former DCC commented, but again, Maddie commented and said, Victoria, this is my choreography. I taught it to you. You do not have permission or a license to be using this choreography to make money off, which is very awkward for Victoria to be stuck in that situation. But again, someone said, why didn't you try and reach out to Victoria privately about this? And Maddie said she did. So again, it's not great look for Victoria, especially in the dance community. And I do go into a bit of a deep dive on that in my DCC What Netflix Didn't Show You America's Sweetheart Part 2. I'm going to link that below because a few things I'm referring to here are there as well. But definitely go check that out because that whole thing was really recent as well, but it was just wild. I really don't know if they will cover Victoria at all in season 3 of America's Sweetheart when that airs in a year's time. Possibly if Victoria ends up making the Rockettes. We do know she tried out recently and did not make it. It's a lot harder to become a Rockette. Thousands of girls audition. It's pretty much a once-off audition for a day. You can't prove yourself over and over again. You kind of get one shot. So it'd be very interesting to see if Netflix does talk to Victoria again, and more so if Tina Kalina is in the picture. Like, I don't know why she would be there, but who knows. And I would love if more information came to light about Kelly and Tina's confrontation on Kelly's front lawn. Again, I wish someone would come forward and say something else about that, but I'm sure there's legalities around that. But it is really sad to see a friendship end after many, many, many years. There have been all because of private conversations made public on a Netflix show. Obviously, Kelly knew that they were going to be made public and she was just standing by her brand and her job. But I feel like Tina thought Victoria should have been treated better because she had known Kelly her whole life. But as we know, Kelly puts the brand pretty much before anything. There's also comments on the burner account that allegedly Tina has on Reddit talking horribly about Shelley and Dayton. So I feel like that is stemming from her ending her friendship with Kelly as well. It just seems like Tina's spiraling a little bit, which is very sad to see. My personal theory is Tina's a little bit jealous of Shelley because Shelley was able to continue dancing. Shelley looks just as great as she did when she was a DCC. She still works for the Cowboys organization, and again, she's very close to Kelly and Judy on a day-to-day basis. And obviously Tina is not. Tina doesn't teach dance. Tina isn't around the Cowboys as much as Shelley is, and she doesn't get to hang out with her best friend all day. So I personally think there might be a little bit of jealousy there. Now, I'd love for you guys to go and check out the subreddit and let me know if you actually think that that is Tina. I'll link all the comments below that is allegedly Tina. But again, I'd love to know what you guys think about Tina and Victoria's relationship. I personally think it's very toxic. And what I find very interesting is there are two separate mindsets when it comes to Victoria for a lot of people. There is the mindset of the person who has watched Making the Team for many, many years. And there is the person who had never heard of DCC before and watched the Netflix show and how they perceive Victoria. So I would love to know if your perspective on Victoria has changed since the Netflix show came out, if you're a Making the Team fan, or if you thought she was a victim at the start in the Netflix show and then changed your mind along the way. Again, it's very interesting to see because she was a completely different person on both TV shows. So yeah, it's very interesting to see how the two kind of separate fan bases react to that, of how Victoria is now and compared to how she was. So again, please drop your thoughts below on this, and don't forget to remain respectful when talking to other people about this. Don't forget these are real people. I'm just trying to cover all the facts, and again, this is a very big topic in the DCC world, especially since the Netflix documentary came out. And also don't forget that I have put my opinion in this. I have told the story from start to finish as much as I publicly know. There is obviously so much we don't know about behind the scenes of what's going on, but personally I've said everything that I could find and also added my opinion in there because again, this is also my channel. If you've gotten this far, don't forget to give this video a like as well, and don't forget I have like 3 or 4 more DCC videos currently in the works, and I'm currently going to do more as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and press that bell notification so you never miss another video from me. And my request form as well is in the description. So if you want any particular topic on DCC, actually it doesn't even have to be DCC, it could be any topic at all, don't forget to drop that in the description in the form, because then I can keep it all together in one spot. Even if you just want to like write me a message in there, I don't mind that either. Again, this video is alleged for entertainment purposes only, but I want to thank you guys for tuning in for another DCC video from me. I love making these. I love talking to you guys. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this one. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe out there, guys. Bye.